My wife is going to grad school.
No, because they were here for the GPNC.
The general office right now. That was GPA.
Oh, yes.
Thursday we have Thursday. That's yours, guys. Is
Folks, we've got 7 board members and we've got an 8th board member out in the parking lot bringing some stuff in or something probably. So we're definitely going to move forward quickly once we have 8 board members.
Do you want me to help with whoever's out there?
Thank you, but no, I don't want to rush her. You know, I know she's probably got something. Okay.
Yeah, no, you can have.
I don't think there's anything saying hello. How are you? Yes. Nice to meet you. It's a pleasure. Right. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to get started. Mr. Pirro, so we do have 8 folks. We're going to go ahead and get started. It's okay. We're going to go ahead and get started. We have 8 board members, so let's go ahead and get started. I want to welcome you all to the May 17th General Committee Stakeholders meeting. My name is Bradley. I am the chairperson. Just some simple house rules. Please note that unfortunately we don't have copies of agendas for everyone, but it is online. So if you'd like to go to the Glassell Park Neighborhood Council website, you can follow us there. Or I've got one more copy here if you'd like. So if you'd like to pick it up, there may be some on the table as well. By all means, please. You said if you'd like to speak, we have speaker cards, so please give those to the secretary, and please sign it on the sign-in sheet. You're not required to sign it on the sign-in sheet, but please do so at least we can keep a tab of it. Okay, so we're going to start with introductions. As I stated before, my name is Bradley. I'm the business rep, and I am the GPNC chairperson. To my right is? Thank you so much for being here.
Selena Pinto, educational rep.
Excellent.
Michael Divick, the at-large rep.
Thank you, sir.
Dave Bodingheimer, business rep.
Thank you for being here, sir.
Brian Sharp, business rep.
Thank you, sir.
Patrick Clary, representative.
Thank you so very much. I'm looking for Mark Quiros. Oh, he went to the restroom again?
Yes.
Okay. Did everyone receive the General Committee Stakeholders meeting minutes, the draft for April the 19th by email? Everyone receive that? Did anyone see any changes on there? It's in draft format, so there really was no changes, basically what our minute taker took. Okay. Can I get a motion? Anybody? Okay, Celine, you want to make a motion to approve the April 19th meeting minutes?
Yes.
Can I get a second? Thank you, Gladys Pinto-Munoz. Could you call for the vote, please?
Dave.
Yes.
Bradley.
Yes.
Ruby. Oh, she's not here. Sorry. Michael Divick.
Abstain.
Selena, yes. Gladys. Mark.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Brian.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you very much. Moving on to official public comment. Officials. We have CD 14 here. Welcome.
Hi everybody, thank you. My name is Lucy. I'm a field deputy for Councilmember Jose Huizar. Just 2 important updates today. We want to invite everybody. CD 14 is going to be hosting a couple of workshops. The first one is going to be, this is regarding Verdugo Road. So in response to a lot of community concern and some community groups, we are going to be having a discussion on Verdugo Road and any possible improvements. So we're basically looking to collect some feedback and kind of hear from the community on issues and concerns that they may have with upgrades that may be needed there. So the first meeting that we're going to have is going to be with the Glassell Park Improvement Association. They will be hosting us this Thursday here at 7 o'clock. So we obviously want to invite everybody. Please help spread the word. We are looking to hear from the community, basically. And following that, we are also hoping to then speak with the neighborhood council and have them also host us so that we can have a series of workshops to discuss this and basically see where everybody stands and what the community would like to see on Verdugo Road. So that's that. I have a couple of flyers which I'll leave here as well. So that's for the meeting on Thursday. And like I said, we're hoping to then follow up with a follow-up workshop as well, and also to discuss with the neighborhood council at a future meeting. So I hope to discuss that with the board so that we can also set that up, so that we can try to get to as many people as possible and hear from everybody. The second announcement is we're quickly approaching our 4th of July event, our Northeast 4th of July event. So if there's any businesses for the business reps that would like to participate in our program, and as well as obviously the GPNC is invited to have a booth as they have in the past. We want to, try to bring the Northeast together with the different communities there. Also, we did want to share that we just got word that the Eagle Rock Music Festival will be happening this year. It's going to be on Saturday, August 20th. Still working on the details with the Center for the Arts, but it is going to be happening on August 20th. So for anybody that wants to make plans for that. So that's all that I have for tonight. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Right behind you, Mike.
Can you speak more about the 4th of July event?
Yes, of course. So this year it's on Sunday, July 3rd. It's always the Sunday before the 4th of July. This year it falls directly the day before. So we're hoping to have a big event. It's at Eagle Rock Park from 5 to 9:30. So I have, I'll leave on the table here an application for, like I said, the program, which our attendance has grown. We're seeing close to 5, 6, 7,000 people at the fireworks show, so it is a great program. It's not just Eagle Rock. We get a lot of people that come from all of Northeast LA for the fireworks show. We're hoping to have a great concert this year. It hasn't been confirmed, but we are working on getting the Spasmatics to perform. So they performed at the Bringing Back Broadway event, and they were a big hit. So that's who we're hoping to have. And like every year, a lot of community booths, a lot of vendors. So it should be a good event. So like I said, I'll leave the application in the back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Lucy, thank you so much.
Yes. Yes. Anybody else?
Okay.
Okay.
CD, I believe I saw CD 13 walking. Ah, there you are.
Hiding in the back.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about you? Share my space here. So just a few things. So I'll leave these in the front for you all, but every month I do my monthly reports on just bigger projects or things that I'm working on in Glassell Park. So if you want any more specifics on my on the updates that are happening in Glassell Park, I'll leave these here in the front. I'll just run over a few things real quick. I'm sure as everyone is already aware, neighborhood council elections are coming up. I believe they'll be Saturday, May 21st from 10 to 4 p.m. here. So we'll have that. Also, I wanted to let you know, I'm sure Bradley or some other folks have already let you know, but we'll be having our First, Juntos Park Movie Night. We're calling it Night Under the Stars, Noche Bajo las Estrellas. So you're all invited to attend. We're opening up to all Glassell Park. We'll be showing the Lego movie there. So we'll be starting at about 5 o'clock. We'll have a small community resource fair for all the community to come together and get some resources regarding from information from different departments and agencies. And then also at around 7:30, we'll be showing the Lego movie for the kids. So come on down. We'll have free food, information, resources, all that good stuff. So feel free to reach out if you have any further questions, and I'll leave the flyer out here in front. You may have also seen it. I think someone may have left copies up in the front as well. So please come and join us. That'll be this Saturday. Also, the Fletcher Streetscape will be coming into Glassell Park, so we'll be doing improvements basically from about Eagle Rock Boulevard to San Fernando Road. This will include 2 landscape medians that will go around the turn on Fletcher Drive, and then also bike lanes will be installed on both sides of on both lanes of traffic. So one lane will have to be removed in order to accommodate both the bike lanes and the landscape medians. So that will be coming in probably around late summer is what I'm hearing from the department. They're going through all of their internal reviews and all of that. I can also get you additional information if you need as far as the specifics of it or why this came about. But the main reason for that is because we have two schools nearby, and we want to make sure we reduce traffic that is traveling down Fletcher Drive to make sure that it's safe for pedestrians, cyclists, and everyone using Fletcher Drive. So if you have any further questions on that, feel free to let me know. I also have some information, just some bullet points, and also the renderings of all the entire stretch of Fletcher's Drive that will, so you can look at it at your convenience and check it out. So I'll leave this here in the darker pink. Also, let me see. Also, I'm not sure if you've been made aware of it or not, but I believe it was late last year that there was a proposal that was submitted by our office to get a dash service that basically would go from Cypress Park through Elysian Valley into Glassell Park and just kind of rotate like that. So that is something that our office is pushing for. Department of Transportation is currently finalizing the study. So we should have some more information on that as far as what the study is going to look like, what kind of community input we're going to need, basically give us the parameters for what we need to do, and then I'll be sure to let you all know to see what we need to do as a community to make sure that we do get that dash service in. So more details for that will come hopefully soon. We should be starting in the next few months. It should have already started. They're going through the process with the contractor that they have. So when I get more updates on that, I'll be sure to let you know. Let's see. Also, if there's any concerns you have in your neighborhood, anything you want to bring up, say there's a certain request, a broken street light, an abandoned property open to the public that's getting a lot of graffiti, a lot of illegal dumping. If there's areas that need our attention in one way or another, please feel free to let me know. My contact information is also in these reports, so feel free to let me know. I know a few of the board here are pretty good at letting me know, hey, so-and-so reached out to me, can you help this person, or things like that. So keep all these requests coming. We're always more than happy to help. So does anybody have any questions for me?
Thank you so very much, Hector.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Thank you so much. We have LAPD here, Northeast Division. Sir, did you have anything you'd like to add tonight? Or?
Today, sir, just introducing myself for those of you that don't know me. My name is Officer Reyes. I'm the scope for Glassell Park and Cypress Park. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to leave some business cards right there with my email. Any concerns you may have.
Thank you, sir. Who's that handsome gentleman right there?
I don't know about that, but
My name is Steve Gutierrez, I'm the Battalion Chief. I'm normally assigned down in the harbor, CD15, however, I'm working here today, but nothing real in terms of new information. However, I will touch on what was mentioned earlier about the upcoming 4th of July. One of the things, obviously fireworks are illegal in the city of Los Angeles, and a lot of the public venues that are offering the fireworks displays highly encouraged. However, just a word to communities and families that when they do come across, mainly kids, come across illegal firecrackers, fireworks of that type, you can take them to any fire station. Drop them off at any fire station. At that point, we'll dispose of them. No questions asked, nothing like that. So if parents come across things like that, please just take them to a fire station and we'll dispose of them. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other officials here? work on record show that Molly Taylor, please welcome. Just seated at the table, please. Okay, any public comment? Do you have some speaker cards?
And from Grant Williams.
Good evening, my name is Grant Williams. I'm with Fairfield Development. We came here last month with my polygon employee. Just give the board an update on, we have a project, partner project's potential at 2910 San Fernando, which is the western mixer distribution center. We also have the Lasso Park monumentation sign there that will not be touched, but just, we're still negotiating with the owners there. It looks like it's moving forward, but we have nothing to put forward yet. We did meet with the land use committee last month with Andrew and Ruby and just kind of presented potentially what's going on here. So it's just more discovery forward. Touch as we move forward. Questions?
Thank you.
Brian Frobisher.
Yes, thank you. My name is Brian Frobisher. I live in Glassell Park. First of all, this meeting probably should not be happening because of the lack of minutes, or minutes or agendas. You're supposed to have agendas on that table. If you don't have them, this meeting should be shut down, and I heard a claim that they don't have a copier. Well, there's Staples, there's numerous areas in this thing that we can accept money and get copies done. I've also personally offered at numerous meetings to supply copies to the board, so why they don't take me up on that, I don't notice it. So, say you don't have a copier is just a lazy man's way out of saying you don't have agendas. This meeting should be shut down. It's amazing how much disrespect this executive board has had for the people of Glassell Park this past year. One board member who takes personal issue with me even went so far as to claim to the city attorney and many others that I had stopped him and followed him home after a meeting, even though I had witnesses to the contrary and a dash cam video that told a different story. It's wild. I am so glad that Glassell Park is turning a corner. Nothing can be worse than what has been going on recently. I'm hopeful that the incoming board again will work for the community rather than in their own self-interest. And again, no agendas. This meeting should not be happening. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Next. Oh, this is for land use?
Yeah, land use.
Specifically for land use? Or?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Any other public comment? Board member comment? Glassell Park Community Presentation, Ms. Hampson. I want to thank you for being patient because you've been requesting to be put on the agenda for the last 4 months.
Yes, no, I'm the Cleveland Park Neighborhood Council, and so I know how complicated it can get. So I'm actually here as a budget advocate. How many people know about the budget advocate system for the city? Probably a few on the board. Basically, one of the main concerns that neighborhood councils have is how our money is spent. The city spends a lot of our money, and we'd like to see it spent wisely. A number of years ago, the neighborhood council got together, and every neighborhood council appoints budget reps. They get together and elect budget advocates. There's 3 budget advocates at the moment for each region of the city. Myself and 2 people from Royal Heights represent the Northeast, which includes Eagle Rock, Highland Park, Nelson Park, Cypress Park, Arroyo Seco, Royal Heights, a couple of others, and LA 32 and Lincoln Heights. And we try and get input from stakeholders and from the boards as to their concerns. We also have a budget day once a year. This year it will be on the 30th of July, which everybody is invited. We serve breakfast. There's presentations usually by the mayor and some of the city council, as well as budget advocates about what's been going on, what our concerns are. We also meet with various departments during the year. We meet with either the council member or the chief of staff, and we report back and distribute. There's a white paper. There's going to be reports going out on the council district offices shortly. The main project that we've been doing has been the white paper, and we also take it and present to the Budget and Finance Committee at City Hall our concerns. We also meet with the mayor. This year it was in March, and our main concerns were to require a 5-year budget as well as 10 and 30-year projections for each department, because at the moment we stagger year to year, and money gets hidden, things get adjusted, people sort of put money aside, and this is not good for the long-term health of the city. We need investment in infrastructure. We're seeing our roads suffer, our sewage system, and we need to start focusing on the long-term look for the future. We need an 85-year plan on all infrastructure, because that's how long our pipes and stuff should last. So we need to start thinking about looking toward the future. We need an efficient use of our resources to ensure smart upgrades and quality maintenance. We need an Office of Transparency and Accountability. We need to look at the city retirement plans, which are underfunded, a utility rate commission to protect ratepayer interests with the DWP, and an update of the city's general plan. We're staggering again. We talk about general plans, we talk about district areas, and nothing's been done. We need to start moving forward, and the budget advocates are helping to push for that, but we really value input from the community. And that's why it's important to come to Budget Day, speak your piece. And this year we also did a citywide survey on services. We had about 2,000 responses versus the equal 100 that the mayor's survey gets. And it's quite interesting that in a number of areas, what we heard from the people were quite different from what was being reported from the council district offices. We're going to expand it next year, make it a little more user-friendly, be able to get back to people. Unfortunately, the way it was broken down, it wasn't very readable. You had to sort of sit there with my comb and go back and forth between things. But we're learning, we're moving forward. We also did some radio shows this year as well as last year on budget interest, and we hope to expand on that. Every person in Glassell Park can come to Budget Day. There's no cost. Food is free, parking is free. We do ask that people RSVP. You can choose to stay and meet in our regions afterwards and try and get actual input from the people, and as well as from the budget reps. We really encourage every council to nominate 2 budget reps who will be our communication, who we can communicate to the councils and to the districts about, and they can be council members and they can be members of the public. And with that, I will take any questions that people have. Otherwise, I'll send it.
Please, go ahead, sir. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Where is it? What time? How do we RSVP?
Okay, we'll be sending around information shortly. Unfortunately, our website was hacked, and we're trying to put it back together. It's going to be July 30th. It'll be at City Hall, and they usually start, breakfast is like 8 or 8:30, and I think starts at 8:30 or 9. It goes to about lunchtime, at which point the budget people break off and do their little meetings.
Thank you. Anybody else have any questions? Thank you very much, Liz.
Okay.
And did you want to give your information, contact information?
Yes, I can be reached at Liz Amson.
Which is also.
I
Yes.
put,
That's on the agenda.
I put cards out last time, and
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Liz. Much appreciated. Okay, moving on neighborhood council board business. Items 1, 2, and 3 are typical ones, basically informing the board members to comply with certain city ethics and open government. Also to comply with the funding programs provided by the Department of Labor and Empowerment. And number 3 is to comply with the GPNC bylaws regarding codes of conduct. On page 2, we have the treasurer reports. I haven't received anything from the treasurer, so I don't have an update for 2015. Have the vice chair, have you received anything from the treasurer?
What's that?
Bless you. Anything from the 2000?
Negative.
Okay. Anything from the second treasurer, second secretary? You'd like to add anything to item A
Well,
on an update for the 2015 fiscal year funding?
I'd be happy to. The board would have received an email from me earlier in the day that details the checks that were issued, which ones have been cash, which ones are en route. All that information is available to the board. Unfortunately, it's not available to the public, and precedent was set last meeting that emails apparently are not allowed to be read. So that's at the discretion of the chair.
Thank you. Motion resolution to approve, is there a reconciliation budget provided by Crystal yet at all? That anyone know of? Table that item. Item C, resolution to approve the monthly expenditures. Has the monthly expenditure reports been submitted? Anyone? Item 5. Motion resolution to approve more business results website management vendor invoices. That's items 5 and 6. You guys received that information via email? You have or have not? Or? For more business results.
Question.
Yes, please do.
So, is the proposal that we review these with potential for paying them when we had a chance to actually see the budget?
I agree. That is a concern. That is a concern. Anybody else? So are you suggesting we table that item, sir, or are you suggesting?
I don't know, can they be paid, but these are for vendors, so some of them are.
Anyone?
I would imagine the first two would have been paid already.
Well, from the email that I sent earlier, looks like status payment sent for more business consultants. There's 2 checks, one from May 10th, both from May 10th. One for 3/17/24 and the other one for 4/31/57.
So it's no issue on this agenda, okay? More than that. Okay. Item 7?
Now, I'd like to speak on that item.
Oh, okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to just, this is Brian Frobisher from Glassell Parking, and I'd like to make a comment that I have twice. I've showed up at an executive board meeting and asked that the more business forum, actually not more business forum, but the constant overruns of the $300 a month, when all that's allocated for more business forums on your budget is $100 a month. Constantly, somehow it's run up to $300 and $400 a month. I requested in person while the meeting was in session that this be brought up at a neighborhood council meeting. And after the meeting was adjourned, someone else said, I want $5,000 for something, and that was put on the agenda, of course. Art Camarillo has also requested this be put on an agenda, and I did again in an email. It has not been put on an agenda, and I wonder why. The fact that you're spending $300 or $400 a month on a website that anybody with a 12th grade education could populate is ridiculous. So I think it needs to be brought up in a public forum, and the $300 a month needs to stop being spent on a needless expenditure. Thank you, Brian Frobisher. Yeah. No.
Did you want to speak on item, that was item number 15 or just items 6 and 7? 5 and 6.
He's asking a question.
A what?
Did you want, was that for item 15, Mr. Frobisher, or was that?
I don't know, I don't have an agenda. You don't have agendas. I don't know, that's why I'm babbling,
We've got the book right there if you'd like to look
The
at
book?
the book that has the agendas and the reference documents
no,
as were required.
I didn't know there was a book. So. It was regarding more business forms and the
So
fact
that's
that
item number 15 or item?
it was regarding the fact that I've been to a meeting in person that I was ignored and the meeting, and I was left off the agenda, the item. I also submitted something via email and another person said, I second that, and we were both left off the agenda. More business forums and the website costs need to be discussed in an open public forum and why they're going over budget every month. That's what I wanted to say.
Thank you very much. That's item 15.
Item 7, status and update on the board-approved reimbursables up to 169 for LA Rec and Park for the Glassell Park Pride Day cleanup. That is, I'd like to ask that the board table that item, including also the item for $41 and $100, which is 7, 8, and 9.
Motion.
Yes.
They're just status and updates, I don't need to table them. Is there an update or not?
There's not an update.
Then let's move on.
Excellent, I love it. Item 10, status update on the board-approved request for MPG up to 1,000 for St. Bernard's. Is there an update from the treasurer, our second signatory?
What about the chair of the Grants and Funding Committee?
I don't have an
We
update.
can't hear you out here.
I don't have an update. I'm asking if the second signatory, the treasurer, has an update. Is that a yes or a no? Or?
No, I don't.
Okay, thank you. That's just asking. Just asking. Status update on the board-approved request for $750 for the Glassell Park Senior Center Rec and Park 2016 Senior Prom. I don't have an update.
Let me ask you, what would an update look like?
An update would be if the requests have been approved, if there's been a case number, or if there's been a check issue.
Okay. So it's payments.
Excuse me?
So it's specifically payments.
It's payment. I haven't received anything. So.
It don't have to be necessarily written, does it, or documented, can it just be verbal, if someone gives an update?
Should be nice.
There was, in the email, it says, that payment went out for $750 for the senior prom. Check was issued.
When was this?
There you go.
That's
An email
you had it sent to you.
Yep, I got it here.
I don't understand why there's this confusion when there's emails sent back and forth on these things, which you're included in Bradley from Mario, from the department.
I was working, so I can't tell you what happened.
Let's end this right now because we got the update, it was updated and the information was sent out.
Excuse me, Mark, I just finished.
Okay,
Go ahead, Molly.
There's email correspondence going back and forth, and so I don't understand why agenda item after agenda item, which there are updates, the stakeholders are given the impression that no information is provided, board members are, whatever the goal is, whether it's to make them look bad or unprepared or whatever, it's just totally unnecessary.
So do you have an update to provide to us, Molly? I'm just asking you. If you said no, then and somebody else does.
As you know, it has been paid.
Unfortunately, I didn't know. But thank you for the clarification. So the $750 was paid.
That's the update. Next one.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Michael. Okay, the status update for the board-approved request for funds on the MPG for $1,000 for the Avenue 50 studio. I don't have an update.
It's also in the email that was.
Okay.
sent.
If you just bring it up, it's all right there.
When was, I didn't even know it was.
okay, let's say this, when was that email sent out today?
3:35.
Who on this board got the email? Okay, I got it. Okay, so let's move forward, prevent all arguments, and let's go with the current stuff that's in the email.
Okay, so
This is too much.
has it been,
Right there.
has it been taken care of? Has it been?
Yes, it's
Okay,
taken care of.
Excellent, thank you. MPG funds, $4,000 for Enrich LA. That one is not to be discussed because the board has not approved anything. And I don't see anyone from Enrich LA here. Okay, status update on the Neighbor Council Blitz request for asphalt repairs, sidewalk repairs, potholes, and street roadway improvements. I think the board members did receive the Neighbor Council Blitz, information that came in. And that was submitted by May 10th. And we did get response back from them that they will be out today, supposedly, and will be out tentatively back in November. So I'm not aware if they actually did the work or not, but that's what I was told by email. Go ahead, Molly.
So, I think the board received the email from Street Services, but I do have to say, it's a little concerning that it was never placed on an agenda for board consideration, that board members really never had the public forum and opportunity to bring these, potential repairs to a meeting, that the stakeholders didn't have the opportunity to weigh in as well, once again, it being on the agenda. It seems like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it there. It's just really unfortunate that this wasn't placed on an agenda until after whoever submitted, and then it was done.
Thank you. Anybody else? Go ahead, Jim.
I believe the information that the city was undertaking that offer was made between meetings, and that the submittal, according to the regulations, according to what was provided to stakeholders, was to be submitted by May 10th, and that it was to be done according to the authority of the executive board, the executive committee, if available. Otherwise, the chairperson of the neighborhood council was to submit submittals by stakeholders. It was a quick period, no doubt, because of the between meetings.
Thank you, Jim. Anybody else? Item 15 was already discussed.
No.
Okay, item 15, please go ahead.
So this item is discussion regarding more business results, billing, and payment amounts for GPNC posting website management notifications. So this was Brian's requested agenda item. And as the co-chair of the outreach committee, and this has come up time and time again, as our invoices have been $300, $400, and $500, while our budgeted amount for the website is $100. Somebody is providing Wendy the approval to go above and beyond what our budget is. I speak from experience because as the chair, she would look to me for permission once we got to that budget point. And so I find it troubling that there's a blatant disregard for our agenda, for the outreach committee, and also our stakeholders who have for at least 6 months have requested that this be on the agenda for discussion.
Go ahead, Mr. David.
So, and I 100% agree with that. It's something that was really clear as the other co-chair for the outreach committee. We were very clear on how much we recommended to be spent. We know exactly what should be spent. We all agreed as a board it should be $100. And why it continues to come up every single time higher than that, I'm not sure why. Again, I don't know who's approving it. I know that
Rate is $100.
Well, yeah, I think it's 103, yes.
Right. Yeah.
If it's 4 or 5 hours of work, let's get somebody that's $20 an hour.
Yes, exactly. Yep. And we've identified alternatives. Some of them may be something we want to look at in the future when it comes to some of our intern groups who did a lot of social media work with us, who are really, really good at it. It gives us a chance to connect with the community more. I think it's something we should at least hand off to the new board to consider.
Definitely.
I'm sure there's a few college students out there that can use the money.
Absolutely.
25 cents an hour.
So
Anybody else?
is there a solution to this problem?
Exactly.
Just
Yeah, I mean, I was
I
under some impression that we were forced to engage in this more because she was an approved vendor or something. Is that a red herring or not?
It's
Bradley, I'd like some transparency on this.
there's no need for me to even discuss the issue of transparency. All I'm doing is just facilitating the meeting. That's all I'm doing right here.
So do you get granted permission then for it to go above the budget?
No one has asked me for any permissions on anything. All I do is submit the agenda, submit the notices, submit the stuff that comes to me to go out to the state.
So can somebody, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I guess my question is considering the conversations that we've had as a board, also updates from the outreach committee and also in the committee, that we are fully capable and able to post on Facebook as well as the website, why do you continue to choose to channel everything to Wendy
when you could be using the committee to post this information and disseminate it to the community.
Just following what I normally do, just submit it to the approved GPNC website. If there is, if you can get it within that period of time that Wendy can do it within 24 hours on the weekends, I'm happy to refer anybody else that asks for information to go on the website, to tell them to please send it to the committee.
But this has come up in meetings before, and we have made that request, and it's just disregarded time and time again. And I think more than anything, it's frustrating because money is being misappropriated. You know, it's gone above the budget, it's taking money away from potential NPGs, it's taking money away from potential outreach, it's taking money away from hosting great events for our stakeholders, town halls. Instead, we're paying somebody to do work that we have board members who are fully capable of doing.
Thank you, Molly. Jim?
Attached to the agenda materials tonight was something from Dunn, which indicated that for the coming year, there will be 6 approved contractors to manage where a board desires it to be managed on their behalf. And Wendy Moore will be one of the 6. So I suggest that if you have some problem with whoever's approving the MERs, that you take it up with that member of the board, and that if you don't wish to contract it out to an approved city vendor, that you find an alternate way. Because she's one of the 6, and then it just, I mean, they approve what their hourly rate is, and that's that.
Brian Frobisher?
Yeah, I agree with Jim on that. I know there's approved vendors and you're supposed to stick with them, but it's kind of like if you need a water pump replaced on your car, you're probably going to take it down to the corner mechanic and have it done. If you need air in your tires, which is what I think mostly. I mean, if you need something rebuilt on the website, yeah, you tell Wendy Moore I need a new page and some new banners and maybe a new design here. But you can fill it with this stuff so easily. It's like putting air in your tires. If you can do that, you can put this website together on your own. So you don't really need a vendor for a lot of this stuff. So the fact that $300 is being spent is strange. So I just think it's being work funneled needlessly, and it really is taking away from a lot of things that need to be dealt with as far as money that now we don't have, because you multiply $200 extra per month is $2,400, and sometimes it's $300. So maybe $3,600 or $3,000 is missing from the budget because of stuff that someone could have done on their own. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else on this item?
Well, is she just assuming to do this on her own? Does anybody know? Or is she being notified to move forward and do things out of the norm? I mean, just running around willy-nilly thinking if she does things that she's going to get paid for it? How is she accumulating this bill?
The information that's received by me and the secretary are sent out to her for the GPNC website to distribute. That's what we do. Take it in, look it over, send it out.
I mean, I've worked for a lot of people, and before I make a move for anything when it's their money, I usually call them, hey Bob, I'm going to be doing this, it's going to cost you $5,000. All right, thank you for calling me. I mean, is she doing that, or we just gave her carte blanche?
Well, the department's the one that we need to check on with that.
No, that's absolutely inaccurate.
We can, we actually, it's the.
I'll call her and find out.
Please do. I think you should. Thank you. So can you count on you to?
Yeah, I'll call her and find out how, why, and
If I may.
we're buying now.
If I may?
Yes,
Go ahead.
sir.
The materials that were attached to tonight's agenda from the Moore organization for improved MER or whatever included the posting of 6 committee agendas on the website and 1 or 2 other minor things. That's now how she got the agendas, ask the committee chair. I'm one, I don't know.
Well, I post your agendas.
So she didn't charge her mind?
No. It literally takes me 15 seconds between the time that I receive a PDF to put it on the website, including logging in. I timed it for Crystal because she didn't believe me. So this is how simple it is when you understand how to do it. And so I understand she needs to be compensated for her time. I totally get that as a business owner. I respect that. But the problem is that she's being given information that allows her to go over our allocated budget. And as a governing board, we made a decision to spend $100 a month on something, and for that to be disregarded month after month after month, it's unacceptable to me as a board member, and also the co-chair of the outreach committee.
Michael, I'm sure you concur with that.
I do, and to Mr. Frobisher's point, I think we need to stop paying somebody to put air in our tires.
Right.
We could do it ourselves.
Thank you.
Brad,
Yes.
I also stand in, what do you want to call it, apology that it was on the agenda, I just didn't see it on the thing tonight, but it was put up, so thank you.
Anybody else? Oh, yes. Motion resolution to approve the GPNC host of Fletcher Drive Streetscape Plan Town Hall meeting in Fletcher Square neighborhood. That was supposed to be presented by Linda Sanchez, as well as a request for the funds. I haven't heard from Linda Sanchez on this issue. She's not here today. I can't speak on her behalf. So,
Is there anything about it?
so there's nothing I can do. Or should be doing, should just table. Items 18A through N. There were documents, for the board to know, there were documents submitted to the chair, myself, to forward to Maggie Derrick-Quiros. Those items were forwarded to Maggie Derrick-Quiros. I haven't heard anything from her since with regard to the PRA request.
That's since March 11th.
That is since April 19th.
It says response provided March 11th.
Right, that was the response letting her know that we would be moving forward on her request.
So she just received it.
She just received it, yes. Any questions on the PRA request?
Have they all been resolved?
I haven't heard from her with regard to that.
So each one was officially responded to in partnership with the city attorney, and the documents were provided.
The documents were
requested.
provided to the stakeholder with regard to the PRA request. She hasn't indicated if it has or has not complied. I have not been requested by the city attorney's office to follow up until we receive some information, so.
I'm just curious, the response though, because typically when you have a PRA request, there's a form letter that you have to provide answer to, and then you provide the supporting documents. So I'm just wondering if those were sent to Maggie or if you just simply sent her the paperwork.
I did exactly what the city attorney's office requested, which was forwarded to her the information that was provided to you.
So was that the Google Drive?
That was the Google
that you
Drive,
sent?
that is correct. All 6 of them,
So
all 5
there's,
of those.
so just as a clarification point, there was not an official letter drafted and sent in partnership with the documents?
If I wasn't requested by the city attorney's office to do so, it was not done so.
Okay, so they must have changed their policy then, because a PRA request typically has a form letter that they have to approve before you send out as an official reply.
I agree.
So then,
I just followed the procedure that they asked me to follow.
I guess my concern is that, a PRA request is something that a new board can inherit, because if it's not answered, it's unanswered. And I just think it would be really unfortunate for a new board to be seated and have, 15 PRA requests to have to answer to right away.
I agree.
I mean, that's what I had to do, and it
I
was
agree.
a lot of work because somebody chose not to respond properly.
I agree. I'll follow up with the city attorney's office. Economic Development Land Use Committee issues. Helene.
Actually, on the committee, land use. I went to the website this evening and there were 4 items listed on it, and 1 letter attached to the website, which actually wasn't one of the 4 items that was listed on the agenda. So once again, the public had no ability to read information in advance. We don't know if there even are letters, and I don't know if you have had the opportunity to read anything before it came before the board. There was one letter that I found not on the website that was one of the 4 items listed. And I happened to be a letter that the co-chairs of the committee admitted that they had sent on their own to the city without board approval. This is so against everything that is about a neighborhood council and about being open and transparent and inclusive of the community. I don't think anything of land use should be discussed this evening. No one's had an opportunity to read anything.
Anybody else?
Motion to make sure that this gets on the next agenda to be reviewed and all supporting documents provided ahead of time.
Which item, sir?
B.
Item B. Okay, and that's
In its
A,
entirety.
B, and C, or? Okay, in its entirety, okay. There is one letter that was submitted by the Economic Development Land Use Committee co-chairs. And that was the one for the West San Fernando Road project.
Which is not one that's on the agenda.
Yeah, well, is that separate from B?
Yes.
Okay. So yes, so I'll again make a motion to table this with the intent of having it in its entirety put on the next agenda.
Excellent, I love it. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you very much, Mark. All in favor? We all agree on that. All in agreement. Item C, report and recommendations, update from the bylaws committee.
The materials provided to you or attached to the agenda tonight have 2 recommendations or changes to the standing rules on the bylaws committee. One is to address the detail of what happens to a committee that has vacancies on it to refill those vacancies. And the recommendation before you is that the requirement be made that each meeting agenda published by such committee have as an agenda item the announcement that there are vacancies. The rest of the existing standing rules goes on to say, and at such committee meeting, the person self-nominates and the committee, after verifying they're a stakeholder, takes action on their self-nomination to join the committee. So that's one item. The second item, the standing rules were changed some time ago to say that if a committee did not meet 6 times in a year, that it was moribund or dormant or whatever, and subject to being restarted at some future date by the chairperson. And the bylaws committee itself has met 3 times in this fiscal year. And so we discussed whether requiring the committee to meet 6 times served a purpose. The bylaws committee didn't meet after August until May because the city refused to accept bylaw amendments for that period of time. In fact, they don't accept them until June. But we met in May to discuss whether we had any to submit. There have been times in past years where the city has reduced our budget in mid-year, and there were no further grants and funding monies available. That committee didn't meet. So the bylaws committee discussed, should there be a limit, should there not, and in the end, the consensus was that the 6 meetings a year requirement be reduced to 4 meetings a year. That is what's before you for the second standing rule change recommended by the committee.
Thank you, Jim. Any questions for the bylaws committee chair? Please go ahead, Helene.
Jim, I think I wrote one of the first things that was sent to your committee for discussion, and my question about that was, is there any interim period when somebody states that they'd like to fill the seat before that vote is immediately taken? I believe that on other levels, people will announce, and then on the following meeting, it is put in the agenda that so-and-so has, or these people have requested to fill a seat, and the vote will be taken by the committee.
The standing rules don't address the detail of that, the way it's been done in a decade ago. was if the person came to the committee meeting, self-nominated, made a good talk about how they were gonna contribute to, grants and funding or education or whatever it is, and they could be on the spot, validated as a stakeholder. The committees then voted at that meeting. If, however, they were not a known person and you could not on the spot validate they were stakeholders, carried over to the next agenda, and then the vote was taken then. But those procedures are not in the bylaws, no.
Thank you, Jim. What we have in front of us are the bylaw committee requested recommendations for changes to our, I believe, our standing rules only, or just the bylaws?
Standing rules only.
Standing rules only, okay, so standing rules only. So do these take effect immediately, Jim, or, because remember, they don't require
In
department.
about 30 seconds if affirmatively approved by the board.
Okay, anyone else?
Which is to say that Dunn has no authority over.
So I was waiting for you to say.
Standing rules.
Can I get a motion to approve the attachment A or the recommendations by the bylaw committee?
Before we go to motion, I have a comment.
Okay.
So, the whole point of committees are that they should be doing the majority of the work for the board, putting together strong recommendations and providing motions. I'd be willing to consider approving this if the bylaws was the only exception to the 6 meetings per year. But I think that a minimum of 6 meetings, for example, for land use or outreach, if we're only meeting 6 times a year, then that's the bare minimum in order to do our jobs effectively. So I can understand the exception for bylaws, especially because in election years they shut the bylaws changes down for at least 6 months. So I would suggest that we update this standing rule recommendation to make an exception for bylaws, but keep everything else to 6 meetings per fiscal year.
Can we get a motion on what's in front of us now? Gladys Pinto-Munoz, thank you so much for the recommendation of the bylaws committee. Can I get a second?
Second.
Go ahead, Selena Pinto. Any further discussion? Go ahead, Molly.
Yeah, once again, I'm not going to vote in favor of the changes only because I think that the bylaws committee should be the only one allowed that exemption and that our committee should meet at least 6 times a year.
Thank you. Anyone else? Call for the vote?
Dane?
No.
Bradley?
Yes.
Michael?
No.
Selena? Yes. Gladys?
Yes.
Mark?
Abstain.
Patrick?
No.
Brian?
No.
Molly? No.
Motion does not carry.
Is there a motion to amend that? I thought I heard.
If somebody wants to make the motion.
If someone wants to make the motion.
Did you make the motion?
Not yet. I don't have the wording.
Do you want to come back to that one?
Yeah, we can come back to that.
Yeah.
Nothing from the Grants and Funding Committee thus far. The report and recommendations from the City Attorney Liaison, I haven't received anything from Ruby DeBera. Anything you can report from Animal Control?
No.
Gladys? Nothing? Elections Ad Hoc Committee report and recommendations. I haven't received anything from Tony Budka.
I have updates.
Please, go ahead.
Okay, so we have elections on Saturday. Woohoo! If you've already registered to vote online, great. If you get your username and PIN, you can vote online and be done with it. Or you can bring a username and PIN and vote here on election day at the polling place. If you haven't registered to vote online, not to fret. You can come here on election day between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Bring your documentation and a vote here at the community center in this very room. Exciting.
And what do you get when you vote?
And when you vote, it's awesome. So we have the Get Shaved truck, which is going to be at our election event, which is held at Habitat. So if you vote, you get to decide, do I want to enjoy some amazing shave ice, or do I want to enjoy Habitat and get a coffee or a pastry or something for lunch or whatever. So you have a choice. We're going to have a great outreach and elections event at Habitat. Please join us. Balloons, festivities, food. Be really, really fun. So hopefully we'll have a great election turnout. All you candidates, get the word out, get your supporters out, and let's have a really great election and start the new board off right.
Anybody have any questions for her?
If you vote ahead of time, not on the day of, just look at the tweets.
I'm working on that because they can verify that you voted. So what I think the process is going to be is that you can come and prove that you voted. So you have to come to the polling place still. They'll say, yes, you voted online, and then you can walk over with your coupon.
Just voting on that day then. To get the snacks.
Pardon?
So I'm just gonna vote on that day then, so I don't lose out.
I know, I'm kind of worried because I already voted.
Yeah, no, trust me, we've already thought of
I want
that.
some
So I
shaved
think what's
ice.
going to happen, they're just going to verify, and then you can go over. Yeah.
Don't worry, I printed out the tickets.
But tell people to vote early because we only have a certain amount of budget. So.
Right.
Maybe go to the Paducah with Brian.
Public Arts Committee report, recommendations or update. Didn't receive anything from Crystal. Outreach Committee, anything that you wanted to report on other than what you've already done?
Yeah, so we have another postcard in the mail. So hopefully that should be arriving in your mailboxes in the next few days, and hopefully it looks great. I want to thank Jamie for designing the front of the flyer. She did a really fantastic job and had a lot going on that day, so I really appreciate her taking the time to do that for us. Other than that, we've done a lot of outreach for elections. Hopefully it rolls over to people being more involved in the neighborhood council, just by being more aware that we exist. And hopefully we can continue to outreach to our stakeholders. Oh, the other thing is that this postcard is in both English and Spanish.
Thank you.
What's the postcard?
Subject. Go ahead.
The postcard? Glass Hill Park gets better when you vote.
Okay, so it's for voting.
Yeah, so the first one was Glass Hill Park gets better when you get involved, and the second one was Glass Hill Park gets better when you vote.
Thank you.
Nothing from the Education Ad Hoc Committee report, she just informed me. Representative updates, Area 1 update, she's not here. Mr. Kiros, Area 2 update.
Nothing.
Nothing? Anything, oh, Crystal's not here from Area 3. Molly Lentera, anything from Area 4?
Yeah, I have a few updates. First of all, the speeding on Cazador is out of control, especially with all the construction going on, all the contractors. It's it's unsafe. It's actually infuriating. I find myself like the crazy lady, slow down, because it's just too much. They're gonna hurt somebody on the hillsides. So hopefully, as part of our land use recommendations, we can ask them to please be good neighbors as they're developing our hillsides and building homes, because it's a community. This is where we live. We don't have sidewalks. It's completely unsafe for them to be so unbelievably disrespectful to the people who call Glass Hill Park home. And it's a terrible way for them to introduce themselves to our community. The other thing is that the hillsides are infested with earwigs. I don't know what is going on, but somebody posted on Nextdoor, and then after that I noticed. It's crazy. So I don't know if it was the rain or what, but the whole hillside of Cazador down Richardson and probably up the other side is just Do you have them too?
Yeah.
It's crazy. You're on the other side of the canyon, so I have traps all over and the white earth stuff or whatever, and I don't know.
Congratulations.
Huh?
Diatomaceous.
Yeah, that white earth stuff.
I've got plenty if anyone needs it.
It's, yeah, it doesn't work nearly as well as the traps with oil, water, and soy sauce for some reason, but anyways, they're everywhere and it's really gross and hopefully that'll be resolved soon.
Thank you very much, Molly. We don't have an Area 5 representative, we do have an Area 6 representative, Patrick.
Yeah, the Area 6 has been blanketed by signs for the Verdugo Road Workshop coming up this Thursday. I think it will be a good turnout for the GPIA event. I have to say, I didn't gather a list of addresses, specific addresses for the pothole repair. The streets are so bad in our neighborhood that I didn't know where to start really, and there was a kind of lack of guidance on that. So Lucy, I'm going to take that issue at the Verdugo workshop too. I'll mention it that, in addition to whatever designs, configurations might help with traffic safety, the road itself needs major improvements. So, and also I've been talking with business owners more in Verdugo Village, and they're overall happy with the direction of the business climate there, as in the number of massage parlors has come down from 5 to 1, and there's a new cafe apparently going to be opening up, and they're excited about transforming that corridor into a more vibrant business area.
Thank you very much. Area 7, Gladys.
Well, everything's okay except for the speeding coming from Adams Hill that turns to York. And some residents have been asking for something there so that they can cross safely on Summers and York. That's the only update I have.
Thank you. Business representative updates. I don't have anything to date. Unfortunately, I've been busy with work, so my apologies. But does any other, Brian Sharp?
I don't have any updates.
And how about you, Mr. Beck? Okay. Organizational updates. Marge and Pablo are not present. Educational, anything, Selena?
No.
And then we got Ruby's not here, unfortunately, for the faith-based. And then Mr. Divick, member at large. Do you want to report on anything in general, or?
In general?
Yeah.
Yes, actually a couple things. One, there are more comments than report outs. One, I think that if you're out and about in the neighborhood, I think it's pretty clear that we have an unprecedented coverage for the election, trying to get folks to come out and vote. So I encourage everyone to go out and vote. Bring people with you. Hopefully the residents. But this is a unique opportunity to have a real voice to change this board and committees and move things forward that are important to us. We heard a lot of events happening earlier today. We heard Lucy talking about a few, and we heard a number of folks talking about different events that are happening. So I encourage everyone to go out. But I also encourage you to go to the website because all those things are listed on there. You'll see a calendar of a lot of events that are happening. And for some of even though we weren't able to get a report out from our Public Arts Committee, there's a lot of activity happening, and those things are all posted in pictures and things as well. So, opportunity to see some of that work in action.
Thank you very much, Mr.
And I think we're going to go back to C, right?
Yes.
So, revisiting C.
Go back to C for the month. We were asking if any board member wanted to modify.
Well, Jim is not here.
Did he leave already?
Yes.
I thought he was going to come back.
Okay. Just want to make sure that it was a item of business.
Oh, man. Okay. Any other announcements? Any public comments? Go ahead, Helen.
Yes, I want to thank some of the board members that will not be seen sitting here who suffered through these meetings and as good a humor as was possibly imaginable and did some amazing great work. So thank you.
Any other announcements? Other comments?
Yeah.
Please, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm going to echo that and For the board members who have chosen not to run again and return, I hope that you'll stay connected and involved in our committees. And I also want to thank you for your service and dedication to our community, because even though we may not agree on every issue, at the end of the day, we're neighbors, and we all share Glassell Park as home. The other thing is we don't have an Area 2 rep running. We have that seat empty at this point, and so hopefully after the election, somebody from that community, which is right along San Fernando Road, Hallett Street, that residential area back there, hopefully somebody who resides over in that area will step forward for Area 2 and represent it well on the Glassell Park Neighborhood Council, because every area deserves good representation.
I try to recruit.
Thank you.
I try to recruit for that area.
Any other new community activities going on, any business or development activities, issues or concerns? Okay, so for the first time, 8:15, 8:16, can I get a motion to adjourn? You do? Go ahead, Selena. Can I get a second? I second it. Real quick, all in favor to adjourn? All right, members, thank you.